Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I want to talk about 3M today because we're continuing our coverage of companies that really shouldn't be affected by the current situation or a possible following recession. Job numbers are terrible, so recession seems increasingly likely. So 3M is a company that makes a majority of the face masks that are currently needed, and they also make all kinds of other stuff. Mostly industrials, some medical products, some other stuff. And so the face masks actually not being a huge part of their business, in $300 million of revenue, maybe. So obviously that not being a huge part of their product still makes it a reasonably safe part of the lineup. So they are not going to be hit that hard by the recession. So current price is $137.91, which gives them a market cap of $79 billion. Dividend yield is 4.42% with a payout ratio of 73.75%. They are a dividend aristocrat, and so the dividend has increased every year for the past 25 years. Which again makes them a very safe investment. There is very little chance of the dividend being cut or suspended or postponed or anything. And when I say there's a small chance of that, I mean that many other companies had to do that and will have to do that, and there is a very small chance that 3M will have to do that as well. But obviously the chance is not as great as other companies. Revenue $32 billion, earnings $4.6 billion, which is both down, but not down a whole lot, and the earnings mostly being affected by one-time things, not really a huge downturn that is sustained. Revenue has been shrinking, not significantly, just slightly over the past few years, so definitely not a great sign, but they've been reasonably steady, and obviously things can and will turn around, and them making so many different products, obviously they're going to be affected in different ways by different sectors being affected in different ways. So long-winded to say that they have many products, and some of them are seasonal, some of them are not. Current PE of 18, forward PE of 14, obviously not terrible. Anything under 20 is pretty nice. Total assets $45 billion, total liabilities $35 billion, which gives them a total stockholders of equity of $10 billion, which is slightly up from 9.7 something. So things going slightly in the right direction there. Overall, obviously you don't see the balance sheet making huge jumps with a payout ratio of almost 75%, and you don't really see huge jumps in growth with a payout ratio of almost 75%. But the business being steady, the business being around for many, many years, the dividend being increased every year for 25 years, all of that obviously makes them seem like a very safe company, very stable company, and even if things are going fairly steady and not going up in a huge way, I think that other companies and sectors and maybe the economy as a whole being affected in a negative way makes 3M possibly stand out as a company that's steady while everything else is shrinking, and that might actually give them a boost as well. So overall, I would say that obviously for a growth investor, there's nothing here for you. For a value investor, the PE is actually pretty decent. The balance sheet is not great, but not terrible. Dividend is always nice. And so overall, I think that it's actually a very interesting company for a value investor, and obviously for a dividend investor as well, because the dividend is pretty nice. In the current market, you can get many companies with a higher dividend because the stock price dropped so low, but still over 4%, especially with the current bond market, very nice. PE is nice. Balance sheet, as I said, meh, but still The 25-year growth of the dividend is huge for a dividend investor, and so I actually do own a little bit of 3M for that reason in my Roth IRA. And I'm definitely interested in buying more because the dividend income is always nice, and reinvesting those dividends is a huge thing for compound growth. So that's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.